They say the pines here whisper at night, but what if they don't whisper to you? What if they whisper about you? My name is Daniel Weaver, and I shouldn't have come back to Black Hollow. It's been 17 years since I left. I swore I'd never return, but my sister disappeared. And the last message she sent me was just one line. Don't let the trees see you. My first memory of Black Hollow isn't a pleasant one. It wasn't my first step, or my first word. No, my first memory is of watching a boy drown in the lake behind our house. He was around 8. I remember his name, Nathan Cole. We were playing by the edge of the dock. It was foggy. The pine trees stood like old guards watching over us. Nathan leaned too far over, looking at something in the water. He slipped. There was no splash. Just a wet gulp as the lake swallowed him like he was never there. No body was found. That was 1994. By 1995, 10 families had moved away from Black Hollow. They said it was the economy, the bad winters, the isolation. But we all knew. We just never said it out loud. Not until now. Cut to present day, arrival back in town. I arrived back in Black Hollow on October 13th. The day my sister Rachel vanished without a trace. Sheriff Jacobs gave me her last voicemail. Just static. But right at the end, if you turn the volume high enough, you can hear it. A whisper. It's behind the walls. Her house, our old house, stood like a corpse in the woods. Same peeling white paint. Same broken swing set. And the same tall pine tree in the backyard that I once watched bleed when we tried to cut it down. Don't ask me to explain that. No one believed me then either. Interior, Rachel's house, dusk. SFX, door creaks open. Wind rushes in. Floorboards groan. The house smelled like old wood and secrets. My boots echoed as I walked through the empty hall. Family photos on the wall were all turned face down. The lights wouldn't work. Every room was cold. And then I heard it. A voice, barely audible, like it was speaking from the cracks in the drywall. Voice, faint, whispering. He's watching. From the roots. I froze. My flashlight flickered. And that's when I saw something that chilled my bones. Above Rachel's bed was a symbol drawn in dark red paint, maybe not paint at all. A circle with 6 eyes and tree roots growing from them. That same symbol. I'd seen it carved behind Nathan's school desk back in 1994. Before he drowned. Narration, investigation begins. The sheriff claimed Rachel was unstable. That she was seeing things, hearing voices. But my sister was strong. She was a fighter. She never believed in ghosts. Until she came back to Black Hollow. I found her journal under a loose floorboard. Page after page, filled with sketches of trees, eyes, and phrases like, "They live beneath the bark. The forest feeds. Never whistle after dark. He is older than God." And then the last page was blank, except for a single line. He needs a replacement. Rising tension, nightfall, the pine ritual. That night, I heard tapping on the windows. But there was no one outside. I went into the backyard. The pine trees looked darker than they should. Taller. Closer than I remembered. The wind wasn't cold. It was hungry. I heard chanting. Not from a person. From the woods themselves. Whispers layered over whispers, like thousands of mouths beneath the roots. I stepped closer. My foot hit something. A shoe. Rachel's. Half buried under the pine needles. And then I saw them, fingerprints on the inside of the tree bark, like something had tried to claw its way out. Or maybe in. Twist ending of episode 1, closing narration. Narrator, voice shaking slightly. I should have left then. Should have burned the whole house to the ground. But I didn't. I stayed. Because I had to know the truth. About Rachel. About Nathan. About what's buried beneath Black Hollow. Because the town has a secret, a very old one. And some secrets should never be dug up. But that night, something came to the door. And it wasn't Rachel. Part 2 is coming. Subscribe before the forest finds you.